If you watched any of my other videos, you'd know that most of them, if not all of them, are ERLC content. More like shorter form, random kind of videos that I just did in like split moment kind of things. This is not that. This is going to be a longer form video where I decided that I wanted to do an honest review / my opinion on the new ERLC update that, as recording this, came out yesterday on September 27th, 2025. The main features of this update included for a new bank, map editor, jail bugs, vehicle updates, some minor improvements, stuff like that, some little changes I think, and some bug fixes. I'm planning on trying to look into most, if not all of these. Maybe not all the bug fixes or minor improvements because there's probably a lot of those, it looks like, but hopefully we're gonna look into them, maybe spending a little more time on certain things than others. But yeah, let's get into it. So first off, I wanted to look at the main thing of this update, which seemed to be the new bank. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't entirely looking forward to a new bank. I started playing the game like a year ago, so I'm definitely not an OG player, but the bank is definitely one of the things that's like the core of my memories to this game, and a new bank kind of felt like not entirely needed, but we'll see. So it obviously looks very different. According to the update logs, a new bank has been constructed, which means a new bank robbery. So it looks like the robbery is going to be way more detailed than it used to be. I'm going to try to look through that, but I also want to do like a walkthrough of the bank because I do work at the bank a lot, get a lot of job points, so we'll see what the bank looks like now. So I mean it looks nice, but I definitely like the old bank. I think it'd be like a win-win if there were just like two banks, because like that's not unheard of for cities to have, or like maybe having the second bank being in Springfield when it's like the original bank. I don't know if it's the original, but the old bank the way it used to be in Springfield or something. I think that could be like a possibility. It wouldn't be like unheard of for like an area to have multiple banks. I know where I live there's like a ton, so I mean it would still be realistic. I don't know, I think I'm just like having the banks because I liked being able to sit on the roofs or being in like the front area of the bank and it being like not super crowded like it is right now, just for like memory's sake, because that's where my memories are. Apparently to rob it, it's similar to before. You need to be in a mafia and then you'll either lockpick the back door or you can shoot the teller window, which is the way it used to be. Then you have to find the code and open the locked door with the staircase, which again is the way it used to be, except the door is a little different now. It like swings open, which I do have to admit I like the animation on that now better. It's way better than how it used to be where the door would disappear and then it's like an invisible barrier there. Yeah. However, the new way to the vault is definitely a downside in my opinion. I mean, it adds to the robbery for sure, and I guarantee the devs did it for a reason. But with the lasers there, so you can jump over them, and having to pick up the charges, like all three of them, it makes it so much harder to rob. And the gas area still filling up, it almost feels impossible honestly to rob the bank like and actually get your money, especially since cops can follow you down there. So you have to like think of your avatar stamina, time to rob, and finding a way out to make it 10 times the difficulty, maybe even more. I don't know, it just makes it almost impossible to solo rob it too, and to find or solo rob, especially you trying to make more than like $1,000 like I did in this clip. I do have to admit though, I do like that there's more than one exit to the bank. Like the way it used to be, the only exit was going the way you came in, which is nice, but this way you have the tunnel and the way you came in, so that is an upside. So with the tunnel, you're able to find the code like you saw in the last clip, and then you put the code in like the original entrance into the vault. You shoot through the vent that there is to get to the tunnel. You run through the tunnel, and then you gotta shoot through another vent, get out the doors, and boom, you're safe. Except the only problem with that I see is that it's in a really obvious spot in like a tunnel area, so a lot of cops camp that now. I've seen it happen way more times, so that just sucks for like robbing. All in all, I don't think the bank update is that bad per se. I just think maybe if they were to do this update, they should have put like a different, easier bank, like the old one maybe in Springfield or something like that. Just, I mean, obviously the devs changed it for a reason. People probably did want this update and all that stuff. It, in my opinion, it's just it makes it harder to rob, and obviously that's probably the whole point. But it, like solo robbing and all that stuff, practically impossible. I feel like you also get less money now, and so I feel like maybe there could be an in-between section or an in-between something that like there could be found. I don't know, but that's my opinion. The next thing I wanted to look at was the jail ads, which seemed good to get rid of my wanted from the bank robbing anyways. So the whole thing with this is that there's a new way to get out of jail. So originally there were the ways where you bail out within a certain time frame, you pay Robux to bail out, or you just wait to get out. And by the time frame, I mean like it gives you like a certain amount of time in between bailing out, otherwise you have to pay Robux, that kind of thing, like normal. But now you can watch an ad to take 45 seconds off your wanted instead of paying the Robux after you pay for your one wanted. So I do kind of like this idea. I do think it could have flaws. I like nothing on the devs for like the flaws. I think it would be on Roblox. I think the only flaw is if Roblox isn't monitoring what ads get on the platform, because there can be inappropriate ads. So as long as they're not inappropriate, I think it's fine, because it's not putting, like, it's not a bad part. It's not like putting anything behind an ad wall. It's not forcing you to watch ads. It's just giving you that alternative instead of spending Robux. So I think it's neat. As far as I've seen so far for the ads, it makes you watch a 15-second ad if you click on it, and then 45 seconds go away. So you're not really losing time or anything, or you are losing time. It's not like wasting time. That's what I mean. Another main feature from this update was a map editor aspect, but looking into that, it's something to do with private servers, which I don't have a private server. I can't really dive into all of that. I've watched videos on it, and it looks like it could be helpful, especially after reading the information they posted. So I would definitely look into that if I were you, but I just can't have an opinion or like look into that. I don't have one, but on that select feature. So yeah. As for the vehicles end, this update came with one new vehicle, 2 updated models, and some new interiors, or just some minor edits with some liveries, I think. I don't really use liveries that often, so I'm not really going to look into that. I am going to, however, just going to look at the new one and the new models, just see what they look like and what they really are. So the new car is a civilian one, and it's labeled as the Bullhorn Determinator CT 2022. Yeah, so it looks nice. This is what it is. So at 60,000, max speed about 150, or sorry, 131. That was the wrong car. But yeah, I'm gonna buy it in red, and we're just gonna like go for it, see what it is. It looks nice. So the 2 updated models were both civilian as well. The first one was the Bullhorn Determinator SFP Fury Blackjack Wide Body 2022. And then the second was the Bullhorn Determinator SFP Fury 2022. They look nice. I owned one of them already. It's really nice. I can't really tell you how it looks updated or anything. I can't remember the last time I drove it. It's been a minute, so. But it still looks nice. I think it's still a good car. It's probably still a good option, especially for the price I think I paid for it. Not sure how much I spent anymore because it was a while ago. Anyway, for the second car though, the SFP Fury 2022, it was about 90,000 something. It seemed like a good purchase. Nice car. It drives well. Yeah. I would look into it. I didn't own it before, so I don't know like how to review it other than that, but it's nice. It runs nice. It's a good car. Yeah. So overall, honestly, I'd say it was a good update. I mean, for the most part. There was some stuff I didn't really go over in this video, which were mostly like minor changes. A lot of bug fixes I didn't go over, because why? You could look that up if you really want to. But most of the stuff I didn't go over that were like big was a lot of courthouse stuff and some car searches, which I did kind of show the car searches, just not that into detail. If you want to know more on those, you can look it up. Otherwise, it's kind of just like in the update. You'll see it. Most of it was just good to help the game feel better and run smoother. There were the downsides, in my opinion, like the bank, but I'm sure a lot of people like the new robberies, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, anyways, peace.